Hello everyone, and congratulations. You probably clicked on this video because you too are newly engaged and going through all of the feels. So before we dive into this video, I do want to give you a huge congratulations on your engagement to you and your partner, and I wish you both nothing but the best. My name is Danielle from Mommy Sentiments, and thank you so much for tuning in. So we're going to just dive right into the video. Sorry, I just hit my camera. So a little bit about me. I am newly engaged. I got proposed to on Christmas. So we have been engaged for a little under 3 weeks. Today is what? January 15th. So we are still in the really cheesy phase where everything is like, hi fiance, bye fiance, I love you fiance. And I am enjoying every single minute of being newly engaged. I am shocked that it happened. I'm thrilled that it happened. I'm happy and I'm excited, but I'm also already a little overwhelmed and a tad bit stressed, and here's why. So if you have not seen any of my previous videos, and you probably don't know that I am currently 34 weeks and 2 days pregnant with our second child. So 2019 for me ended with being pregnant, going from transitioning from a working mom to a stay-at-home mom, and now being newly engaged. So there are a lot of things that I brought in to 2020, a lot of exciting things, a lot of lessons, but they are all journeys that are going to be new for me. I'm going from being a mom of one to a mom of two, trying to get my daughter adjusted from an only child for 5 years to now becoming a big sister, to planning a wedding, to having a newborn, and all of that. In the midst of being so excited and so happy and on cloud nine, I have already let some overwhelming feelings dive in. I've also had people, you tell people you're newly engaged and they're like, when's the date? And you're like, I've been engaged for 2.2 seconds. I don't have a date. And then you start thinking, should I have a date already? Should I have already considered a date? What do I need to do next? It's so many feelings of things that you're going through. Again, I'm prepping for a baby. Now I'm planning a wedding. Me and my fiance are not going to have a long engagement because I know you're probably thinking that, well, why stress about wedding planning? Just enjoy being a mommy and all of that stuff. But one thing that my fiance want to do is have a third child. Yes, the second one has not even graced this world yet, and we are already talking about a third. But we do want to have a third child, and we do not want to wait for another 5 years to do it. But one thing for me that I definitely want to do is actually be married before we have a third kid. So we will be planning a wedding. And no, I do not want to go to the courthouse. There is nothing wrong with that. I actually, we were just talking about marriage before, excuse me, coming down with a little bit of a cold. But before we actually were engaged and we're just talking about marriage, I actually broached the subject of possibly just going to a courthouse. He wasn't for it, but I was perfectly okay with it. But now that I'm engaged, I want a wedding. This will be my only wedding and his only wedding, because I am speaking a successful marriage into the universe. So this will be our first and only wedding. So why not make it big? So yes, I am planning a wedding. So as I started to feel overwhelmed, as I started to already question my hubby, like I remember asking him, like, babe, do you think we're gonna make it to to a wedding? Like, do you think that having a new baby is gonna change things? Like, I was already panicking and worried about all of that extra stuff, worried about having a new baby, worried about the stress of wedding planning and what's that going to do to our relationship. I have already been stressing, and he's like, I don't want to think about it. And I'm going to be like him. I am not going to think about it. So for tip number one, just enjoy being engaged. You said yes, so you know you want to marry this person. You are, this is the love of your life. You have committed to spending the rest of your life with the person. Be happy. Look at your ring 50 times. Talk with your left hand all the time suddenly. I mean, I talk with my hands all like normally, but I'm right-handed, so I do more of this. But now I'll be like, hi girl, hey girl, hey. Talk to that. Google how to clean your ring. Get some insurance on your ring. Be like, oh, be extra dramatic with your ring. Tell everybody who walks through your door, I'm engaged. Say the word fiance a billion times, but please just enjoy being engaged. Just enjoy that feeling, live in that bliss, stay on that cloud, and just be happy. For tip number 2, ignore the pressure. You're gonna have people, and some of them are gonna be good-natured. Obviously, they're gonna be really, really excited about your wedding, and they just genuinely want to know, when's your wedding? Am I going to be invited? Do you need help? And they're going to ask you those questions because they are also excited. But do not get into that pressure. Do not feel like just because people are asking you that you need to have those answers. Work on your own timeline. So do not give in to any pressure. Which brings me to tip number 3. And tip number 3 is, don't let haters get to you. Don't let the Debbie Downers get to you. And maybe they're not trying to be intentionally haters, but the reason why, for me, the thought came into my head about whether we were going to make it to a wedding is because some of my friends or associates were like, well, baby, congrats, but a baby changes things. Are you guys ready for all of that to be engaged and planning a wedding with a new baby and already have one kid? Ignore that. You committed to this person. And when I committed to my fiance, I really considered what it was that I wasn't willing to go through with him. And yes, there are some things that, we all have our limits that I'm not going to deal with or not tolerate, and the same for him. But for the most part, I understand that marriage is not going to be easy. It's going to be hard. A relationship in general is difficult. So a marriage is going to be 10 times as worse because your expectations are going to go even higher as husband and wife. But I know that we're going to be good, and I know that we're going to be okay, and I'm not going to let anyone on the outside with the outside questions that's a tad bit haterish, because again, I've only been engaged for less than 3 weeks, and the fact that I'm already getting questions like that is like, bruh, like, ask me that later if it's really a concern, but not when I'm telling you that I'm newly engaged. Don't let them get to you. Ties into like the pressure. Don't let what outside people, their thoughts on what they have to say, affect how you feel. Live in your bliss, live in your happiness. Understand that you and your partner are going to have a great relationship, and that's it. That's it. And that's going to bring me to our 4th tip, which is focus on having a healthy and happy relationship now, right? In the midst of wedding planning, whether you've already started or you're thinking about starting or whatever the case is, never lose sight of your relationship. Don't make, what was it, the Sex and the City movie where like the wedding got bigger than the man or something, however they pose it. But don't let the idea of this wedding and this fairy tale overshadow your actual relationship. If wedding planning gets stressful, you're already feeling stressed, sit down with your partner and have couple time. Get that romance in, or that binge watching Netflix show together in, or whatever it is that you guys do to just be y'all. Communicate, have your conversation, say I'm feeling overwhelmed. So again, when those thoughts came into my mind, I went to my fiance to say how I was feeling. He was like, I don't really want to think about that. We're going to be good. I'm not leaving you. You're not leaving me. And that's it. And that made me feel so good. It's like, no, he's not indulging all of these extra feelings or unnecessary feelings that I'm having, but he's reassuring me that we're gonna get through this, and I love him even more for that. So make sure that in the midst of however you're feeling, in the midst of all the things that are about to come during this wedding planning journey, that you are not losing sight on your relationship, that you are keeping it happy and healthy. And when you guys get frustrated, you go on a date or whatever the case is, you leave the wedding planning alone for a second. Some tips to not to do is don't go ahead and promise everyone they're going to get an invite to your wedding, because once you start budgeting all of that stuff, it probably won't be realistic. Don't promise everybody that they're going to be a bridesmaid or groomsman or any of that. Don't say you know what your dress is. Don't give all these things in people's head, and then when it doesn't happen, you putting more stress on yourself because you couldn't come through. They're putting more stress on you because you said one thing. So don't even discuss where you are with your wedding plan right now. Definitely tip number 5, if you are super antsy and you're ready to go, start some really light research. Like, research a checklist. See if you want to get one of those wedding journals. Go on Etsy for a checklist. Make your own checklist. Join wedding sites. Get a wedding magazine. But do really, really light research that just makes you happy. Things that you can look at that'll make you happy. Start a Pinterest board of some ideas and some colors. Like, start lightly thinking about some things, but don't dive right in. Don't go putting money on a venue. Don't go doing all of that just yet. If you're in the first month of engagement, I really, really do think you guys should just be super happy. Enjoy your engagement. If you want to do like an engagement dinner, have a little gathering at your house or something like that, just to celebrate your engagement, to feel like you're doing something as a newly engaged couple, then do that. But don't dive head first into wedding planning. Just take the time to truly enjoy this next step in your life. I am newly engaged. I am super, super happy. And even though I do have a baby on the way, it is not taken away from how happy I am to be a fiance, and it is me being newly engaged is not taking away how excited I am to welcome my baby boy. So you can have multiple journeys happening at once without feeling overwhelmed and feeling equally as happy. I do not feel guilty that I am planning a wedding while expecting a newborn. I do not feel guilty that my baby shower is in 2 weeks and I'm already looking at wedding magazines. I don't feel guilty. I'm happy in this journey, and I implore you to be happy in yours as well. I plan on making a mommy-in and wedding planning series on this channel. So please, 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 if you are interested in staying in touch and keeping up to date with those things, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can stay on this journey as well. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, to send it out into the YouTube universe so other mamas, newly engaged mamas, can join the fun. Thanks again. And if there are any videos that you'd like to see from me, please go ahead and comment down below. Have a great day. Happy engagement.